And welcome back. We're going to begin this half hour with Tesla. They're reportedly planning to begin testing of their robotaxi service in the Bay Area this weekend. But the California DMV said the company has not even applied for a permit to do so. Now, the company says they're offering a limited chauffeur service instead. And joining us now is Grace Kay. She's a tech reporter with Business Insider who broke the story behind the testing. And Grace, thanks for taking time out of your Saturday to join us to get this straight anyway. Was Tesla ever actually planning to roll out its robotaxi in San Francisco?
Yeah, I think there's actually like a lot of confusion around this. So Tesla's been testing in San Francisco for a long time. They have safety drivers, they have a level 3 testing permit. The issue was like what people are looking at now is there was this internal memo that they're planning to launch a robotaxi service, their robotaxi service to the public. But the difference here is it's robotaxi is the Tesla brand name. It doesn't specifically mean that this vehicle is going to be autonomous. And in this case, it's not going to be. They're going to have a safety driver in the driver's seat. And they just released an update today, actually, that they're going to be using FSD.
Well, wait a minute. What does that mean?
So FSD is their full self-driving software.
Okay.
It's a beta version. It's called full self-driving. It's not full self-driving. It's basically a driver assist. It can change lanes. It recognizes stoplights, stop signs. It can make turns, things like that. But it does need a licensed driver in the driver's seat to take over and monitor it at all times.
Okay. And in general, is Tesla just kind of playing catch up to Waymo? Because I see their Jaguars all over the place in San Francisco with no driver behind the wheel, plenty of people using it. Is Tesla a little bit late to the game?
Yeah, I think that they've had very different strategies. So yeah, Waymo is like 5, 7, they're several years ahead as far as like having a driverless product on the road. And part of that is because they use very different technologies. So companies like Waymo and Zoox have LiDAR and radar sensors, which are expensive products. And Tesla has kind of done the flip and they have cameras. And they're doing a vision only system, which is cheaper, but it's turns out a lot more difficult to train.
Okay. So with Tesla, I mean, really, there doesn't seem at this point to be much difference between getting into a Tesla with a human driver and getting into a taxi or getting into an Uber, or getting into a Lyft. So we're just along for I don't want to say guinea pigs, but in a way, a passenger is on board to test the technology. Is that right?
I think this is just kind of like a preliminary step for them. During the earnings call on Wednesday, the director of AI said basically they were using this as like a stopgap measure while they're waiting to get regulatory approval. So they still have to apply for the driverless permit. And then, after they've had the permit for a period, then they can apply for driverless deployment.
Okay,
So they're quite away from actual deployment, yes.
Got it. So will we see some of them, not driverless, but will we begin to see some of these cars in San Francisco? By the way, it's just San Francisco, right? It's not the rest of the Bay Area?
It's a lot. The area that I saw did cover San Francisco. It went into Fremont. It's a portion of the Bay
Okay.
Area.
All right. And in the
Yeah, it's
meantime,
operating within a geofence. Yeah.
got it. Okay. And how much longer do you think before Tesla's autonomous? Or do you have any idea?
It's hard to say. I mean,
I'll bet
Elon
Tesla
Musk
doesn't have
is
any idea.
saying, yeah, Elon Musk has bold promises. I mean, in Austin, they have been driving, with someone in the passenger seat, which is the main distinction. So those cars have been driving themselves in a way. We saw recently they took a video of one of their cars driving from the Austin factory all the way to a customer's house completely by itself.
Mhm.
They said, at one point it went 72 miles per hour on the highway. So it's
Okay.
hard to know.
So, yeah, I guess that's a drive in the right direction for that company at least. So are we going to begin to see the Teslas this weekend in San Francisco driving around? Or when are they going to
So,
deploy them?
what we saw was an internal memo telling
Oh, that's
employees
it. Okay.
yeah, an internal memo. But, Tesla's timelines can kind of move. Right now, they haven't, sent those invites out, but they did release an update to their robotaxi software that included California and included some updates about
Okay,
how
but the chauffeur-driven Tesla, is that will happen before then, and we don't know when that's going to happen yet.
well, their internal memo said it would happen this weekend, but Tesla timelines move, so it's
Got
hard
it.
to say
Okay.
now.
Okay. That's a good to know and a good update because there was a little bit of confusion. with that issue.
Yeah.
As is
Understandably,
often.
I think with
Yeah.
the name.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah. Well, that is Grace Kay, Business Insider tech reporter. Good work on your part. Thanks for joining us, Andrea.
Thank you.
Brian?